the Emmy winner for Outstanding Newscast, KOMO Seattle. You're watching KOMO 4 News, the Northwest News Channel, with Jeff McAtee, Kerry Brock, weather with Steve Poole, and sports with Bruce King. Now, live from Seattle, KOMO 4 News, Nightcast.
Hello again. If you've just been watching ABC's coverage of Liberty Weekend, you know what a night it has been in New York City. Well, here in Seattle, it's been quite a 4th of July, too. KOMO's Mike Nesteroff is live at Myrtle Edwards Park with a look at how we've been celebrating this Independence Day. Mike, how's it going?
Well, Jim, the fireworks here just ended just a couple of minutes ago, and I can tell you it was some great fireworks, as always. It was a perfect night out here. We're going to show you those fireworks in just a minute, but there were a whole lot of things going on in Seattle, and here's just a sample of them.
There were, as many of you can attest, the usual fireworks tonight, and it's kept police busy, particularly in crowded places such as Myrtle Edwards Park before the big fireworks show.
Anything that shoots off higher flames, okay, they'll have to go in.
Alki's another place that can be a hot spot, even when it isn't the 4th. Tonight, though, police had the street shut off and lots of officers patrolling on foot. Things stayed under control, and people here got into the spirit of the occasion.
God bless America! Land dear beside her and guide her through the night and the way from above.
On a little more sedate side, the Broadway Symphony and Seattle Chamber Singers decided tonight would be a good time to hold a fundraiser. And so that's what they did, complete with feathers stuck in paper hats.
And I wish you good fortune and great happiness as a citizen of the United States.
For some, this day was made more special by becoming American citizens. 380 people took the oath of citizenship this afternoon at the Flag Plaza at Seattle Center. And later in a special program, actress Carol Channing presented Seattle's first ever Spirit of Liberty Award to Effie Wells.
Tonight, on this July the 4th, 1986, you, dear Aunt Effie, you are our diamond, and we are all your best friends.
Effie Wells, known as Aunt Effie to almost everyone, is an 86-year-old Greek immigrant. She's long been a volunteer for all sorts of Seattle civic groups.
I cannot help but see the flag and feel that that is the most beautiful thing that this country has to cherish and to love. And please let us not forget it.
And of course it wouldn't be the 4th of July in Seattle without Ivers fireworks to top it all off.
That will explode half a mile up.
All right, we're back live now here at Myrtle Edwards Park with just a look at the fireworks from tonight. It was just some spectacular stuff. Maybe not as big as the Statue of Liberty, but pretty darn close. What I'm told is it's one of the biggest fireworks shows on the West Coast. And tonight was great. There's about 100,000 people out here, and guess what? They're all getting into cars, and there's going to be a massive traffic jam for probably about the next hour or so. And that's on Queen Anne, Magnolia, and over on Alki as well. So I guess half the fun is getting away from here. There's also a big fireworks show going on tonight up in Everett, and KOMO's Steve Tytler has that. What's going on up there, Steve?
Well, Mike, just a few moments ago, we believe we may have seen what is the largest fireworks shell to be exploded on the West Coast tonight. Now, that is called the Flight of the Phoenix, but some of the local residents started calling it Son of Dud. That was because last year's grand finale was a fizzle, and that grand finale was called Thor. At about 11 o'clock in the evening, exactly 1 year ago today, the heralded Thor fireworks show lifted all of about 50 feet into the air before exploding and starting several grass fires on the Everett Jetty Island. The problem was inadequate padding between the 24-inch shell and the blowing charge. From the ashes of Thor comes the Flight of the Phoenix. Inside this tube is a 24-inch shell identical to last year's shell. It will carry 150 pounds of explosives half a mile into the air, and it's scheduled to go off at exactly 11:03.
We got together with the pyrotechnic engineers in Japan, and they sent us a special spacer to use in here, which will eliminate the problem.
So you're confident it's going to go this year?
Right. Definitely, it's going to go.
What happens if it doesn't?
I'm going to leave town.
Spectators started gathering at the Everett Marina well before sunset. Many were veterans of last year's Thor fiasco, and they were looking forward to this year's Big Bang.
Actually, it was rather spectacular. It might not have been successful, but it was really unique, and we had a perfect view here.
Did that bring you back this year?
That a little, the comment in the media about Son of Dead, we got a chuckle out of that. So we're here to see what the real one was like.
You were here last year?
Yeah, we were here last year and saw the last one go off on the ground.
You hoping this one works out better?
Yeah, it was pretty big. I'd like to see it go off in the sky. It might look a little bit better.
The fireworks that went off at about 10:45. You're looking at the flight of the Phoenix. That was the big bomb that went off just a couple moments ago. A 24-inch shell, 150 pounds of explosives that went up about a half mile up into the air. That's about twice as high as a normal fireworks charge would go. It was quite an impressive display and a vindication for those fireworks operators who took a lot of heat last year. Jim?
All right, Steve. He won't have to leave town after all.
That's right.
Okay, Everett. You did it right this time. Thank you. Of course, the biggest celebration of all was in New York City. Millions of people lining New York Harbor to see an amazing array of boats go by this day, from tall ships, foreign Navy boats, and battleships, right down to the family cruiser. About 40,000 boats turning out altogether. President and Mrs. Reagan aboard the battleship Iowa to see all the action. The first couple having to put up with chilly wind that blew all morning in New York City. At one point, Mrs. Reagan saying she was cold, and another, she lost her balance and almost fell. Well, when the sun finally went down, New Yorkers were treated to a parade of stars singing their tribute to America on her birthday. Joel Grey, Johnny Cash, Whitney Houston, John Denver, Barry Manilow, Melissa Manchester, all performing separately and then ending the concert by raising their voices together for their country. But of course, what everyone was really looking forward to most coming last. The biggest fireworks display, we're told, ever on our shores. 20 tons of explosives launched from 40 barges. Here's some of it. We'll have a lot more where that came from. Later here on Nightcast, you'll see the very best of tonight's Liberty Weekend fireworks.